The battle is out. Who would you rather have in fantasy football right now? LeQuint Allen, Bhayshult Tuten? Pick your fighter because we're going to battle between these two players. Look at the metrics, look at the situation to see which one we would rather have in fantasy football right now for the future, for everything. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at these players every day. We're doing battle videos. We're doing deep dives with the You Need series. We got rankings out already for this week. And then on top of that, we're going deeper on the waiver wire than anybody else. Click that button. Stop missing out. But this all started on Monday. Tank getting traded. We did You Need videos on both running backs. So you get those deep dives. Now you got the battle video. Which running back you would rather have, especially to context of what you're trying to do here with your fantasy teams. And you're looking at this. You're looking at the snaps from last week, the 14% snap rate, 6% snap rate. You're looking at one being a fourth rounder, one going later in the draft. You're watching this, you're scratching your head, you're wondering what to do with these players as you see one player getting 3 rushing attempts, the other one getting a target and a rushing attempt, and you're trying to divvy up this workload to see which one is really going to be best for you in your fantasy football needs. And you're looking at the box score. Tank Bigsby's gone. There's 5 carries, 12 yards. And then you're looking at LeQuint Allen getting a little bit of work. Same thing with Bhayshult Tuten there. But Travis Etienne, 16 carries, 143 yards. That's going to be a huge story when we dig into these two running backs because you're looking at the snaps. LeQuint Allen got 9 snaps. Bhayshult Tuten got 4 snaps. So really, they're just 5 snaps different from each other. Allen ran 6 routes. He got 1 target, so he got a lot of work and opportunity, but still 9 snaps to 4, so you're looking at that. It's still pretty tight when you're looking at the opportunity. While Allen seemed to be 4th on the depth chart, he ended up winning the 3rd down role, playing 80% of his snaps in those situations. This left Bigsby and Tuten rarely seeing the field. That is a very interesting note here from PFF. As you look at the usage, you look at the 3rd down rate down there, 8 snaps by LeQuint Allen. Getting the work there. He's their 3rd down guy. We got a roll here. We do have a picture painted for LeQuint Allen. We definitely do. We're looking at Tuten. We're trying to figure him out. We know he's getting early down work, short yardage. We're getting some opportunities there. We got a little bit less snaps, but it's only a few. It's only a handful, plus Tank's gone. So you should see a snap rate increase a little bit with Tank gone. But if you really think about it, when you zoom out, you're seeing a Pac-Man here with a lot of these circles. And it's due to Travis Etienne. He's getting all the workload. He's getting all the opportunities. Travis Etienne is the man in this offense. That's one thing you can't ignore. Like, you got the other 2 running backs here. But is it even worth it when you're looking at Travis Etienne and he's the man right now? Everybody's in on Bhayshult Tuten. Everybody wants Bhayshult Tuten. All the big names in the fantasy industry, all of them are in on Bhayshult Tuten. And we'll dig into why here in just a moment. But also there are a few people in on LeQuint Allen. That's why we got the battle. That's why we're doing the battle video. That's why each player got a You Need video. So you can pick your poison. You can choose on yourself with what you want to do with the waiver wire. There's different strategies too with both players when you're looking at them. And it all makes sense when you do that. Remember when we got deep into the second quarter, going into halftime, Tank, no touches. No touches. Tuten had more touches than LeQuint Allen. That is something to pay attention to. We're early in the game. Tuten got 2. LeQuint Allen got 1. It really means nothing, though, because it's so small. It's a really small sample. Travis Etienne got the rest. They were up 10-3 when you're looking at that. And on top of that, Graham Barfield, fantasy points. I'm bullish on Bhayshult Tuten as anyone long-term. But this Tank trade just means Travis Etienne was probably the best value. Travis Etienne is the man. Travis Etienne is the man. Go check my running back rankings for this week. I got him bolstered up. He is getting the touches. He's getting the work. He's got a good game script. He only had 1 game at 15-plus carries last year, like it says there. This game, he blows up, goes bonkers. And both running backs were looking good this offseason. Both of them in training camp, minicamp, OTAs, rookie camp. Both of them have been looking good. Both of them have been solid. So that is an indicator why they got rid of Tank. Not just Allen, but Tuten too. That is something to pay attention to, because my main take on both You Need videos is that the Jaguars are just blessed at running back to get 2 hits in the later rounds on day 3 that they can implement. And now they're able to trade away their veteran running back, who is pretty safe to use week in and week out as their 1B RB2. But you're looking at these 2 running backs. LeQuint Allen, 3-star prospect, 0-star prospect Bhayshult Tuten. He had to start out in the FCS. Allen goes straight to the ACC, to Syracuse. At Syracuse, LeQuint Allen, monster those last 2 years, over 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns that final year. Over the course of his career, 3.18 yards after contact per attempt, 8.1 that final year, where he caught the most balls, 64 balls caught that final season, 38 the year prior, 8.1 yards after the catch per reception. Not bad, not the greatest, but good enough. But catching 64 balls after getting 228 carries, he was the focal point of that offense, helping Kyle McCord get drafted. LeQuint Allen, solid between the tackles, good vision, good in the second level. He's good in the passing game. He's good at all phases. He can block his face on. We'll dig into that here in a second. Bhayshult Tuten, you're seeing him in the ACC just 2 years, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns last year, 10 touchdowns the year prior. You're looking at what he did over the scope of his career. 4.2 yards after contact per attempt. Last year, 4.47 when he got all that work, 183 carries, catching 23 balls, caught 27 the year prior as well. 6.3 yards after the catch per reception, but 10.9 average on his career. Both these running backs can eat in space. Bhayshult Tuten, looking at what he did yards after the catch per reception, 10.9 on his career, can eat a little bit more. Yards after contact, he killed it. Missed tackles forced over the last 2 years, he killed it. You're looking at LeQuint Allen, though. You're looking at his resume, game to game to game, in the game log. He just owned the ACC. He just owned it. Like, every team that played him got it. From Minnesota to Pitt, Army, even Boston College, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Washington State, Florida State. You're looking at Bhayshult Tuten. Only 2 games in the ACC, but still had a lot of games to show off. A little bit lighter. 266 against Boston College, 141 against Miami, Florida. If you're going numbers for numbers, game log wise, Allen kind of gets them here, but you look at the size of just athleticism. Hardly any running backs in the league can keep up with Bhayshult Tuten in these regards. 5'9", 206, so he's more compact. BMI 30.4 versus 27.7. At a 4.32 40-yard dash, 98th percentile speed score. That's combining the size with the speed on the 40. Burst score, 97th percentile. That is why the fantasy community is in love with him. The advanced analytics, that's why they like him. The advanced analytics that we just went over, yards after contact per attempt, yards after the catch per reception, missed tackles forced, all per PFF. LeQuint Allen, though, has some good numbers to his name, though. Good at pass blocking, nasty there, can catch the ball out of the backfield, really good at all phases. Zach Charbonnet, best comparable. Zach Charbonnet, good at all phases. Good at all phases. A good, dependable 1B back that can be an RB1 when given the opportunity. Both of them, when you're looking at their dominator ratings, that's the share of ownership of the team's production. Rushing, receiving, touchdowns. 38.3%, 90th percentile. Bhayshult Tuten, his best year. 75th percentile, 30.5%. So not too far off from each other. Target share, 14.9%. Allen beating Tuten, 10.2%. These are 2 very good running back prospects. I was very high on LeQuint Allen coming out for the draft. I like Tuten as well. This is a very, very good running back class. And I said you're going to catch late round running backs hit off and on throughout this year, next year, due to how deep this class is. If LeQuint Allen came out last year with this resume, he would have been drafted a few rounds earlier because he would have stood out even more because he's that good of a running back prospect. The Jaguars are blessed. Like I said, he blocks his face off. He can slip out, catch balls out of the backfield. That's huge for third down. He earned that role. We know what he is. However, when we're looking at Tuten, he's very good with the ball in his hands. He was hurt in training camp. He missed the back end of July due to a hamstring, then had a ramp-up period. And then you're hearing during that time, LeQuint Allen was gaining a lot of steam. You're definitely hearing that. But he was out. He had to ramp back up. But considering he was out and had to ramp back up, in preseason, he gained positive yards on 18 of 19 preseason touches. No negative plays. And in 6 of those 19 touches, he was hit behind the line. No negative plays on those either. Like, he's been solid. And just go to reference to Cam Scadaboo, who was out for a bit, came back that final preseason game. You can definitely tell he needed to ramp up to the speed of the game. Bhayshult Tuten's good to go. He's dynamic. He's got speed to burn. You're seeing the touches here. They're all going to Travis Etienne anyways. You're looking at this backfield. It's the Travis Etienne show right now. These two other backs are getting some work. But ultimately, when you're watching these backs, you're seeing what happens with the spare touches, but you're wondering what's going to happen to Travis Etienne can he hold up the full season. Last year we didn't, but go back to 2023, 2022, we were a dog. We were a dog, and we're back to dog status. We do have a little bit of an injury history right down there. You definitely see that. That's where that's at. Missing games, getting on injury reports. Liz Frank's in there. But we're a former first-round draft pick. Played at Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. Has a lot of trust. Played so well that they were able to get rid of Tank. On top of that, he was always rocking with the ones. There was a report that Tank Bigsby was looking really good. A lot of fantasy analysts jumped on that, saying he was going to be the Bucky Irvin of this offense because Liam Cohen was the Bucs coach. Bucky Irvin trying to make that correlation. But all that time, Travis Etienne wasn't playing bad. He was rocking with the ones. He was solid. Never lost that job. Never lost momentum. He just kept chugging away. And you just look at what the Jaguars did last year, and it was rough. Bigsby was in and out. He looked better than his rookie season. Travis Etienne was definitely in and out. 15 games, but on the injury report. But 558 yards, not his best year, but also coming back from injuries as well. Now you're looking at what Tampa Bay did down below, and the touches, 43% to Buck, 32% to White, 15% to Tuck. The thing about that is we're not in Tampa Bay. These aren't the same running backs. Everything's not the same. Those are 2 rookies. They're 2 late-round rookies. Definitely could be just a Travis Etienne show. And he could be rocking like 60%. And then the rest of scraps being split between those 2 running backs. Everybody's trying to figure out who's the Buck, who's the Tuck, and who's the White. The thing about this, it's probably going to be who's the Bhayshult, who's the LeQuint, and who's the Travis. And we got him right there. I imagine he's just going to rock it according to who they have, their game script, and what's going on. And Travis Etienne's the hot hand right now. Sorry if this blows smoke or takes away some of your steam, but Travis Etienne's the man right now. However, when you're thinking about this backfield, who do you got? If Travis Etienne goes down, Tuten's going to get the first down, early down touches. LeQuint Allen's got to roll. So if you're in need of a running back that bad, which you shouldn't, LeQuint Allen has a little bit more odds of crossing that goal line, getting you that touchdown. And with that context, you're looking at that in deeper leagues anyways for that to happen. And Bhayshult Tuten would be rostered already, so you're picking up Allen, hoping that he gets a little bit more work, around the red zone, catching some balls. So in that context, yeah, if you're looking at context like, okay, I could definitely see something moving in this backfield, I'm going to go with the cheaper one. Well, that would be LeQuint Allen. You'd go cheaper with your fab. Your waiver wire more than likely already went. Some people are going to have some waiver wire tonight. That's just how it is. Different rules, different leagues. It is what it is. If you're looking for overall upside, you're looking for the running back that could emerge as the next big thing, the hot stock, that's Bhayshult Tuten. If you're looking for those touches right now, and we got to roll, that's LeQuint Allen. I think what you're going to be looking for is how they perform game in and game out. That's what's going to break this. LeQuint Allen has been playing well. Bhayshult Tuten needs some opportunities to showcase that as well, and LeQuint Allen needs a little bit more to give a real good sample size. The one that's going to be the hot hand is the guy that's going to get the most. That's the thing, and it could be Bhayshult Tuten. I think Bhayshult Tuten has the more upside to be like the next big thing in fantasy football. I think LeQuint Allen just continues doing what he's doing, and if Bhayshult has just a couple bad carries, a bad game, if something happens to Travis, he could emerge. I think things are in line where LeQuint is that third down back, pass pro, Bhayshult Tuten getting the meaningful touches first and second down. If I had to pick, I'm going Tuten. That's who I'm rolling with. If I had to money ball it, I'm going LeQuint Allen because obviously he's going to be cheaper. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.